This is C.H. Shankar, contract lecturer in zoology, Government Degree College for Women's, Karimnagar. Okay, so today we discuss about hatchery design and management. Hatchery design and management. So it is one of the important topic in the aquatic biology, especially to fish culture and prawn culture and crab culture, whatever it may be. Okay, so the what is hatchery? Hatchery is nothing but brooding brooding apparatus, either especially fishes and prawns and whatever it may be, so which is useful for culturing. Okay, next one is so here hatchery design and management. So in this we have to select the seed. So in this we have to select the seed. So first of all we select healthy seed, so that is most important, and seed collected from local habitats generally. So in natural water bodies, so either we can collect the breeders, or sometimes in natural water bodies breeding is takes place naturally, so from that we can collect the seeds. For example, in Channa ceruleus, Channa punctata, and the Telangana um, official fish, that is this is Channa. Okay, so these are whenever the raining season is start, the breeding is takes place. So generally the local fishermen collect these fish breed or in hatchling size or frying size, so they can collect the nets or nylon nets. Okay, now we have to meet the seed demand. So whenever the water aquaculture is takes place by the preparing the natural water, preparing the water ponds in agriculture field or farm. So for that we have to provide the uh, seedlings to them, so that is we have to meet the seed demand. We have to use technique that is hypophysiation. So we are using updating technology, that is hypophysiation. So hypophysiation is the process to introduce the pituitary gland extract into breeders. So the breeders can stimulate by this follicle stimulating hormone, and the males can producing the ova, females can producing the ovas, and males can producing the milk or sperm. So in that natural water bodies, fertilization is takes place. After fertilization 6 to 8 hours, some hatchlings are released. So that hatchlings are maintained by us. Okay, now so we have to use technique, that is hypophysiation, and we have to also select disease resistant seed. So that is most important when we are culturing um, industrially, so that disease resistance is the most important, and high potential growth rate character also present what we are selecting in the breeders. So the breeders and the seed have high potential growth rate and high utilization of feed. So that is one of the most important, high utilization of feed, and easily adjust to local environment. So easily adjust to environment. So generally, so whenever we are here, the seed production is takes place, and they transport far away from production to the culturing plant, like 200 300 kilometers. So by the transport they can adjust, and where the we are introduced into culturing ponds, so they have to adjust according to salinity, pH, temperature, whatever it may be. So these are the main characteristics for collection of seed or selection of seed. Okay, and next so the carp hatchery design and management. The carp hatchery design and management. So here, so in Indian major carps, katla, rohu, and mrigal spawn naturally during monsoon season in the marginal areas of the flooded water. Generally, so whenever the raining season is takes place, so in that particular time, the katla, major carps like katla, rohu, mrigal, and these are the major carps which is cultured in India. So they are entering into the rivers at the marginal areas of flooded rivers. In that particular, they can naturally breeding. So next, during this period, the mature broodfish pair exhibit courtship behavior and spawn. So what is courtship? Courtship is a behavior so to try to participate intercourse, so that is called courtship. So after courtship behavior, spawn is produced. After after courtship behavior, spawn is produced. Okay. Next, the mature eggs and the milk are released into the river water and followed by fertilization. So whenever the courtship is takes place after the releasing of spawn and the ova and sperm, so these mature gametes are fission and fertilization is takes place. So next followed by the fertilization. Next, so next the these eggs are little heavier than water. These eggs are little heavier than water and are drifted into mainstream into rivers. Generally, the some amount of heavier eggs are mixed with water, and these eggs are entering to the active running waters, and next now the eggs are transport to next places are near water bodies are major and minor water bodies. Okay. The fertilized eggs and the spawn are collected from the rivers by operating battery of fry collection nets down streaming in the marginal areas. So in marginal areas, some amount of hatchlings are there, or eggs are there. So those eggs are collected by especially canvassing, nylon canvassing, or um, any other nets like those. So the local fishermen collected, and these fishes are these eggs and hatchlings are introduced into their cultivated areas. Okay. And now, so next, so the fry collection nets have square mouth, long body, and made mosquito net cloth is called gamcha. So gamcha is a special collected. Gamcha is useful for collecting the what is fry, fish fry, fish fry. So which is made of nylon cloth, which is made up of nylon cloth. The fry collection nets have square mouth, long body, and made mosquito net clothes is called gamcha. Okay. So by the gamcha, the local fishermen and the fishermen collect these fry. Now the filtered eggs and spawn collected introduced into hatching hapas erected in river water, erected in river water. Okay. So these are the hatching hapas are placed in the river water, and the filtered eggs and spawns are placed in that hatching hapas. The fertilized water hardened eggs are spread uniformly on the inner mosquito cloth lined hapa. So generally the hapa having two types of clothes, and outer cloth and inner cloth. So inner cloth, the water hardened eggs spread uniformly, the water hardened eggs uniformly. So uniformly transferred to these mosquito cloth lined hapa. Okay. So the hapa, the each hapa has 65 into 0.8 into 5 into meters in size. So this hapa, so must and should kept into running water or floating water, running water or floating water. Now next, the broken eggshells after the prolarva are released, and the opaque unfertilized eggs remain on the mosquito cloth. Okay. So the broken eggshells after the prolarva is released, and the opaque unfertilized egg, opaque means transparent unfertilized eggs, remain on the mosquito cloth. Next, the hatching percentage of the eggs in these hapas is generally quite low. The hatching percentage of the eggs in these hapas is generally low. For better recovery of larvae, design a jar hatchery. For better recovery of larva and more hatchling, so we can prepare jar hatchery. So after introduced breeding required infrastructure to meet demand of fish seed. So here the after introducing breeding required infrastructure to meet the demand of fish seed. So generally whenever the fish seed is demand is more high, so by the using of technology we are preparing some infrastructure. Okay, so for that the jar hatcheries we are preparing. The jar hatcheries we are preparing. Okay, so it is looks like a jar, and in between two sieve like meshes are there for to separate the fishes and other fry and other substances which is coming into water. Okay, so each jar hatchery is a cylindrical jar with a conical funnel shaped opening at the bottom through the which water enters the jar. Here, the each jar hatchery is a cylindrical jar with a conical funnel shaped opening. Okay, conical funnel shaped opening at the bottom through the which water enters the jar. Generally, the conical like structure is there. Now, next, each jar has 50 centimeters in height and 15 centimeters in diameter. The each jar has the 50 centimeter in height and 15 centimeter in diameter. These jars are made from acrylic sheets. The jars either made from acrylic sheets or glass or galvanized iron, galvanized iron or zinc sheets. So generally these jar hatchery made up of acrylic sheet or glass or zinc sheets. The glass jar has the glass jar's hatchery is transparent, smaller in size, and is about 6.5 liters in capacity. It is very little. So the glass jars has the glass jars hatchery is transparent, so which is made up of glass, smaller in size, and is about 6.5 liters in capacity. That jar's capacity. The polyethylene and metal jars are large sized. The polyethylene and metal jars are large sized, opaque, nothing but transparent, or with 15 to 20 liters in capacity. So that is some more higher than nearly uh, three times greater than this glass jar. Okay, the which jar made up of polyethylene and metal jars. The hatchery jar the hatchery jar is arranged over the water main pipeline. The hatchery jar is arranged over the water main pipeline and receive filtered fresh cool water through an inlet to the bottom of the jar. So generally, so the water received from the bottom of the jar. So which type of water entered? So especially filtered water, fresh water and cool water. So some amount of hot water may causes to damage to the fry. So that is the reason why we have to send the cool water into hatchery jar, and in that particular time we have to maintain the pH, power of hydrogen ion concentration, salinity, nothing but hardness of water, and nothing but we have to estimate the oxygen levels in the water. So 1 liter water must have 5 to 6 grams of oxygen in dissolved condition. So that is most important. So the surplus water entering into the jar flow out through an outlet sprout, so which is an above region. So this is about jar hatchery. So generally these jar hatcheries are used in especially in uh, the where the seedlings are produced, okay. Next, so the water flow is maintained at 600 to 800 ml per minute. That is the most important. The water flow is maintained at 600 to 800 ml per minute. About 15,000 eggs are placed in the hatchery. So about 15,000 50,000 eggs are placed in the hatchery. So whether it's a methyl polyethylene hatchery and zinc sheet hatcheries. The larger polyethylene and metallic jars are stocked 1 to 1.5 lakh eggs for lakh eggs for hatching. So the jar hatchery having 50,000 eggs. Sorry, the jar hatchery can bear, the jar hatchery capacity is 50,000 eggs. But the polyethylene or metallic jars are stocked 1 to 1.5 lakh eggs per hatchling. The continuous motion of eggs, the water is must 5 to 500 to 1000 ml per minute. So generally the continuous motion of x, the water is must the water current is must so 500 to 1000 ml per minute by the inlet. Okay. So for the healthy maintenance of x, the water motion is most important. So whenever the moving water having high amount of oxygen, whenever the high amount of oxygen is present, generally the eggs basal metabolism rate is high. The eggs basal metabolism rate or BMR is very high, or the eggs activity is very high. So then only from that eggs the hatchlings are released. Next, the hatchlings emerge from the eggs within 12 hours at 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. The hatchlings emerge from the eggs within 12 hours at 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. So the time taken from the hatchling production of hatchling from eggs, that is 12 hours. So the water temperature maintains at 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. So the temperature maintained by these jars are encovered with green nets by avoiding greenhouse effect. Okay. If the water is increased, the hatchling enter into spawner. If the water current is increased, the what the hatchlings are enter into spawner. Okay. Now, so the hatchlings are enter into spawner. Okay. So these are the spawneries. Okay. Now the spanner is measures 2 into 1 into 1 meters in size, and is a cement it is cement stream with overhead water shower. So in below the cement which is made of cement concrete is there, and overhead the water shower is there. So in spanner is, so the spanner is measure 2 into 1 into 1 meters, and the overhead water shower is present. That water shower can maintain the water, and the shower keeps the water well oxygenated. So whenever the water react with air, the more amount of oxygen dissolved in the water. That is the reason why the running water oxygen what is solubility is very high. The oxygen solubility is very high. That is the reason why the showers keeps the water well oxygenated. The hatchlings emerge from the eggs within 12 hours at temperature 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. So earlier we discussed about this point. The hatchling emerge from the eggs within 12 hours at temperature is 25 to 28 degrees Celsius. If the water flow is increased, the hatchlings escape from the jar through the spout of the hatchery jar and conducted into spawnery. Okay. So whenever the flow is increased, so the spawn is entering into the spawner. Inside the spawner, a small meshed nylon hapa of the size. So inside the small nylon hapa is there. So nylon hapa of size is 1.65 into 0.1 0.8 into 0.5 meters are arranged in the cement tank. So this bottom of the hapa is about 5 to 10 centimeters from the cement tank bottom. Generally above the from the what is um, bottom about to 5 to 10 centimeters. So some hapa, the hapa is kept, the hapa is kept. So the span is maintained, span array for 72 hours, for 72 hours when they, so when they maintain. Okay, so next the diagrams are jar hapas and breeding hapas. So jar hatchery and breeding hapa. So generally the breeding hapa is present at the water bodies, and this is nothing but a river or a stream, whatever it may be. So we arranged four casuarine poles, and so we can make a rectangular nylon, okay, rectangular nylon. So in that we have to introduce the breeders. So we have to introduce the breeders for breeding. So this is a breeding hafa, and whenever the stocking is takes place and ovas are produced, so that ovas are kept into this jar hatchery for hatchling, for production of what is hatchlings from the eggs. So here in jar hapa, here the four hapas are there, four hapas are there. So the above pipeline is there, and the above pipeline gives the water below of the jar, and from outlet, so the outlet is there. So from that outlet the excess water released into spannery, the excess water released into spannery. So this is about arrangement of jar hatchery and breeding hapa. So generally the jar hatchery 6.5 liters capacity, the 6.5 liters capacity. So in breeding alpha it is nothing but four casuarina poles and some threads and some nylon net. So the nylon net arranged in a rectangular manner. So in that so we have to release the breeders. Okay, so in that breeders, so that is a floating water and running water, more amount of food is available, and so we are introduced into what is hypophyseation and pituitary extract in the form of injection. Now that pituitary extract has FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. So by stimulation of these hormone, the females are released the ova, and males release the sperm or milk. Okay, so this is about breeding hapa and jar hatchery. Okay, next we have to discuss about circular Chinese hatchery. Circular Chinese hatchery. So this circular Chinese hatchery is useful for the production of more amount of eggs, or we can producing the seed large industrial scale. So the circular Chinese hatchery. The Chinese type hatchery is advanced type. By using this we can maintain more seed. So the Chinese type hatchery is advanced type. By using this we maintain more seed. There are three types of components in this. There are three types of components in this. So first one is a spawning pond. Second one is incubation pool, and the third one is spawn collection pool. Spawn collection pool. Okay, three types of components are present in the Chinese circular hatchery. Chinese circular hatchery. Okay, so first one is a spawning pond. So it is 8 centimeter diameters uh, concrete circular pond. So it is 8 meters diameters concrete circular pond. Its depth is at periphery 1.2 meters, while at the center is 1.5 meter. So its depth is at periphery 1.2 meters, while at the center is 1.5 meter. Okay, the water is supplied to the spawning tank through pipes with nozzles directed in a single way. Directed in a single way. These pipes are attached to the vertical wall of the spawning pool. So these pipes are attached to the vertical wall of the spawning pool. Okay, now the another point is in the in the century 10 centimeter diameter pipe provided with a valve to control the water. Valve here, not wall. Valve to control the water flow from the spawning pool. Spawning pool. In the center, 10 centimeter diameter pipe is provided with a valve to control the water flow from the spawning pool. So this is about spawning pond. So which is present in Chinese hatchery. Chinese hatchery. Okay. So this one is a Chinese hatchery and incubation pool. So incubation pool. So generally in a hatchery, two incubation pools are provided. Two incubation pools are provided. So the incubation pool measures 4 meters in outer diameter and internal diameter is 3.6 meters. Okay, two diameters are there and each pool has two chambers. Each pool has two chambers. The inner chamber of the incubation pool is provided with a 10 centimeter diameter vertical outlet with opening at different rings from removing the excess water here. So the each pool has two chambers. The inner chamber is incubation pool is provided with 10 centimeter diameter. The vertical outlet opening at a different rings for removing the excess water. So for removing the excess water, so some special arrangement is there. Special arrangement is there, and the fertilized eggs along with the water are transferred into incubation pool. The spawn along with the water follows incubation pools and into the spawn collection pond. The fertilized eggs are along with water are transferred into incubation pool. The spawn along with water flows incubation pools into the spawn collecting ponds. So from the incubation pools, these are entering into the spawn collection ponds. So now the third one is spawn collection pool. Spawn collection pool. So it is a rectangular concrete pond. So spawn collection pond is a rectangular concrete pond. So its size is 4 into 2.5 into 1.2 meters. So this pond is situated at lower elevation than incubation. The pond situated a lower elevation than incubation pool to drain out the water and spawn by gravity. So here the pond is situated at lower elevation than incubation pool to drain out the water and spawn by gravity. Its internal diameter is its internal diameter is 8 meter. Its internal diameter is 8 meters. Okay, so this is the spawn collection pool, and the second one is incubation pool. Third one is so so spawning pond. So three types of ponds are presented in Chinese hatcheries. In Chinese hatcheries. Okay, next operation of the hatchery. So generally, so these hatcheries are there, either jar hatchery and Chinese hatchery, and so now the operation of the hatchery. First, female brood fish are stocked in a spawning pan after giving the first dose of pituitary gland extract. So earlier we had to discuss about pituitary gland extract. So generally, so we have to select the broods and take the pituitary gland and homogenate the pituitary gland and centrifuge at 1000 rpm for 5 minutes and collect the supernatant. So that supernatant injected into where we are selecting the breeds and which we are selecting the breeds. Okay, the female brood fish are stocked in the spawning pond after giving the first dose of pituitary gland extract. In a single operation, hormone administered female brood fish weighing 40 kg. The female brood fish weighing 40 kgs, and male brood fish is about 60 kgs weight are released into the spawning tank. So when we are administrating both male and female fishes with pituitary gland extract, so we are introduced into this spawning tank. So after 4 hours, the final injection and the water jets are operated provided the circular motion of the water in the spawning time. So after 4 hours, the final dose we are administered. After 4 hours from the first dose, so we are introduced final dose and final injection. The water jets are operated to provide the circular motion of the water in the spawning time. The spawning takes place after 6 to 8 hours. 8 hours. At about 1 crore of eggs could be handled a single operation. So after final injection, the spawning takes place after to 6 to 8 hours. So 1 crore eggs are could be handled in a single operation. So when we are administered final injection of this pituitary gland extract after 6 to 8 hours, 1 crore eggs are released. These eggs are transferred into incubation pool. These eggs are transferred into incubation pool. In 4 days, the spawn grows to 6 mm size, then 6 mm size, then transferred into next pool, transferred into nursery pool. Okay, so this is about operation of the hatchery. And next in this in the hatchery system, large quantities of water are utilized for maintaining circular motion of water in the spawning and hatching pools through aerators. Here, in hatchery system, the large quantities of water are utilized for maintaining the circular motion of the water in the spawning and hatching pools through aerators. So generally we are using aerators for increasing the oxygen levels, and water circular motion is maintained by some aerators. And one more thing here, we have to estimate the water salinity and water oxygen levels and water pH. If the more amount of eggs or hatchlings are present in that water, so the respiration is very high. So by that respiration, the carbon dioxide released. So if the more amount of carbon dioxide released, the water pH is decreased. So at the lower pH, the hatchlings may die. That is the reason why. So we have to always check the water with pH levels, and always we have to for adequate oxygen levels in the water, we have to use aerators. Next, after 6 to 8 hours, female and male exhibit courtship and release the ova, followed by the males which release the milt. Okay, so next one more time is they are releasing, and fertilization takes place. The fertilized eggs are conducted into incubation pool. The fertilized eggs are entering into incubation pool. The fertilized eggs keep floating in the water column. The fertilizer eggs are keep floating in the water column. Within 6 hours, the eggs starts hatching, and prolarva are retained in the outer chamber for 72 hours. So within 6 hours, the egg starts hatching, and prolarvae are retained in the outer chamber for 72 hours. It will take 72 hours. This larva collected and keep into rearing ponds. So these larvas collected and keep into rearing ponds. The Chinese hatchery ensure higher production of the spawn. So this is the most important. So the Chinese hatcheries ensure higher production of the spawn. The carp spawn is transported to the nursery pond in a plastic bags with water and oxygen. So in that particular time, the seed transport is takes place. In that particular time, the seed transport is takes place. Okay, either the seed transport takes place with updated technology and by the traditional methods. So they are released into rearing ponds after acclimatization. They are released into rearing pond after acclimatization. Okay. So this is about operation of the what is hatchery. Operation of the hatchery. Okay. So now seed transport. Seed transport. Okay. So in that seed transport, generally by the olden days in natural methods, they transport the seed in the form of in the ponds, and so there the persons they can collect the one stick and arrange and attach it to two parts. In that part, the seeds are present. So the seeds are present in that parts, and they are transport one local water body to another local body in olden days. Okay, the generally the seed transport takes place either morning and evening due to avoid the high temperature, and present days we are using sea transport by especially big tanks. So in that seed transport we have to use oxygen levels, and we have to use the carbon dioxide levels, we have to use the aeration, and we have to estimate the temperature. These are the more important. So generally whenever the hatchlings are transport and seed is transport by lorries, so the outer body which is made up of which surrounded by cork, and this cork can stop the overheating, and inside some amount of ice is also maintained, and below the what is the water tanks are kept in the lorry. So in that the nearly 75% of water is placed 75% of water is placed, and 25% remained with air. So in that they are keep the seedlings, so that seedlings are before the transport for 24 hours they may not give any foodstuffs to these seeds. Why? Because they may give the excretory products, and the more amount of excretory products released by these seeds or these larvae, so they may go die by they may increase the pH, and sometimes we have to add some alcohols and some anesthetic substances to these water. So they are inactive. These larvae is for inactive. So for is avoiding the especially um, avoiding the especially what is from external shocks. Okay, and we have to add 7% sodium carbonate, and 4% sulfuric acid also. So this sometimes we have to add carbonic acid. So this is work like as a anesthetic. Okay, so now here the fish seed carry in the polythene bags, and drums and etc. So today we have to use different techniques by the seed transport. So after the seed transport, so immediately we have to acclimatize that particular new environment. So immediately we have to change the water, and whenever the more amount of excretory products are present when we are transport in long distance, we have to change the water. Okay, so that water pH and salinity also we have to take into account. Okay, so this is about fish transport method. So the fish transport method is open type method and closed type method. Two methods are there. So generally the manual transportation of fish seeds by earthen pots and bamboo slings, and the earthen pots of fish for sea transport. The earthen pots are sea transport, and enclosed transport by the using of different methods. So this is about seed transport, and one more thing we had to discuss about here. So 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 we have to recollect, so what we are today we discuss about here. So once again, we have to. So first of all, hatchery design and management here, seed collection. We select the healthy seed collected from local hybrids. We have to meet seed demand. We have to use the technique for hypophysis for large scale production of seed and disease resistant seed. We have to select high potential growth rate. Must and should have that seed, and high utilization of feed, that is most important, and easily adjust to environment. And so second one is carp hatchery designment. Okay, so Indian carps and katla, rohu, mrugal spawn naturally during this monsoon season. We have to maintain the mature eggs are released into natural environment. The fertilization is takes place. By the fertilization, so we have to collect these waters, these eggs. And here this is the maintenance. So the gumcha is a special cloth which one can collect the eggs and hatchlings, and these are introduced into nursery ponds. Okay, and here the jar hatchery, special hatchery is there, so which is made up of very low level of hatchery. And for advanced technology, we have to use the Chinese hatchery. Chinese hatchery. Okay, before that we have to use spannery, and this is about jar hatchery and breeding APA, and this is about Chinese hatchery. So in this Chinese hatchery, spawning fan and incubation pond and spawn collection pool, three operates are there, three chambers are there. Okay, so this is about one. Next, this is about operation of hatchery. So in this hatchery, we have to select the breeds, and these selected breed keep into hatching HAPA. So in that HAPA keep into running water of the stream or river. So in that the courtship behavior is takes place. So for that we have to inject um, mm, mm, pituitary gland extract into these fishes, and after 6 to 8 hours they may release 1 crore egg. So we have to maintain the incubation pool, and 4 days they are grows in 6 mm size. So these are transport to next ponds, and here the maintenance is takes place. So once again these brooders can release the eggs and ovas, so we can maintain the oxygen levels and pH level and salinity level. And one more thing here we have to discuss about the hatchery which is designed for carps or prawns. The same type of hatchery we have to use for this. So for that, first of all we have to select same Chinese hatcheries and jar hatcheries, and in that we have to maintain the larvae pH or larvae levels. So what is going on here, the design the hatchery for freshwater prawn culture. So the scampi and freshwater prawn and Microbrachium rosenbergi and Microbrachium malgomsoni, these are the different types of um, prawns which is for using for culture. And we have to also using hatchery tanks and hatchery management. And here for that for the growing of these what is larvae, especially the Nauplius, Metanauplius, Joya, Mysis, Kentragon, these are the larvae of prawns. So for that larvae growing, we have to add some nitrogen pesticides and especially nitrogen fertilizers, not pesticides, nitrogen fertilizers we have to add. So whenever the fertilizers are added, the algae growth is increased. So for that these Naplia, Metanaplia, Joya, Mysis feeding on that algae, so they may easily growth. Okay, and we have to separate the artemia like organisms, and we have to maintain the temperature especially 28 to 31 degrees centigrade, and pH 7.5 to 8.5, and nitrates 0.1 ppm, and nitrites so below 20 ppm, especially NO3. Okay, so the in Chlorella also it is very useful for us. And next design shrimp hatchery and management. So it is looks like near to the Chinese hatchery. It is looks like near to the Chinese hatchery. Okay, this is about hatchery design and management. This is about hatchery design and management.